My mum and dad had 5 of us, 5 children, and there was nothing, no church, nothing with me being, if I would have stayed with mum, dad and my brothers, there was no Christianity at all. I was brought up by my nan, and then when I met Keith, when we got married, we were married 5 years before we had any children. So then we had our first son, and my nan said to me, "You need to be church." I'd never heard of being church. And so, it was, and obviously nan wasn't over religious, but obviously she knew that, God had used her to tell us. We walked down Bordsley Green with our new baby, me and Keith, and when I knocked on the vicarage door at St Paul's, the vicar then was Richard Bashford, and stood there, and he said, "I'd like to be church," and he said, "Okay," opened up the church for us and said a beautiful prayer for me, for Keith, and for our newborn baby, our newborn son. And at the time I said to him, "Richard, we'd like the baby christened." And he said, "You come to church for 6 weeks and we will christen him." That 6 weeks led to my Christian life. And that was how it all started many years ago. And I feel that a lot of times we've been, there's been times in our lives when I know that God's been close to us. I know that He's wrapped His arms around me and said, "You can do this, you're not on your own, I'm with you." A lot of times, During our time in church, we fell away at one time. We moved house. We fell away from church. We'd never stopped, we always still believed, and, we carried on praying, but we wasn't in a church. So when Keith was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, the first thing he said is, "Max, I need to get right with God. So I need to go back to church." So on the Sunday, we got up and walked back into St Paul's, where we hadn't been for about 5 years. We hadn't been to church for. And it was just like walking back after last week's service. It was just, it felt so right. So, we knew that we got a tough journey ahead. But God was with us every step of the way. Keith at the time was 52. We were devastated. We came home, we made plans, we'd done lots of things that we wanted to do, went on the Orient Express, lots of things on Keith's bucket list that we actually did do. Made fantastic memories. But on that journey, we got to know a lot of people who were also on the same journey as us. We were able to tell them about our faith, and some listened, some didn't. You're going on a very, very tough journey. So I understand that, But we were able to share our faith with a lot more people than if it wasn't on that journey. Without the church, I know that I just would not have been able to cope with certain things. It is my life, my church family. It is just everything. So I feel that my missionary is to be outreach, to mums, to dads, to children, to the whole of the community. Yeah, I feel that I'm called to care for people, to love people, to care no matter where they come from or where they're going. You know, I think that's part of what I am called to do. Probably because I'm a brummie. You know, I'm down to earth. You know, I don't know why, because many years ago I would not have been doing what I'm doing now. So I know that, you know, he says, come on, Max, you know, it's a mission, get on with it. And yeah, and I know, you know, 1,000,000% that he's always there with me. And that's the love that Jesus gives us, isn't it? You know, to care for people.